Well, it probably was a pace that was a little bit more appealing to them than us, and we know what our identity is, and as much as it looked like we could play that kind of game in the first half, a 48-minute game really has to be on our terms, the pace, and it was just a little bit too up and down, and they were able to really capitalize in some number situations to open threes, and they went on a roll on those. Seems like every time we were in any kind of numbers disadvantage, they also capitalized on those threes and made us pay for them.
They're also plus 15 on the board. Is that major impact there?
Yeah. We're a possession team. If we're not taking care of the basketball, if we're not playing at the appropriate pace, if we're not controlling the glass, it simply hasn't been a formula for success for us. And I think we've learned a lot about our team so far in 13 games. We certainly learned on this road trip, but we were not able to dictate and impose our style on this game pretty much all across the board.
11 made threes in the first half, only 2 go down in the second. Did you like the looks in the second half, or was it different in the way that it came about?
It was a lot different in the second half. There weren't as many inside out. You have to credit them. They flattened us out. We weren't able to get into the paint as much. We didn't have any kind of inside out transition threes. So they're end of the clock variety, and that's not really our kind of deal. So again, it's that execution, doing it with detail, but also playing at the pace that's most appropriate for us.
From a positive standpoint, the road trip ends even. I know there was an opportunity at 4-2.
Yeah.
Is it tough to get to the positive side of that at this stage? Or?
We will. I mean, we grew. Certainly when we went out on this road trip 13 days ago, I think we're a better ball club now. Ultimately, that's what you want. Of course, right now we feel like we could have finished the road trip a little bit better. We'll be able to maintain the proper perspective on this as long as we're continuing to get better. And like I said, we know pretty clearly what our identity is now and what a successful formula is for us and what type of pace we need to play at, what type of game we need to play at, and we weren't able to do that tonight.
The Pistons have obviously gotten off to a great start. How impressed have you been with them?
They're a good basketball team. Yeah. That's what happens in this league. You start to win. Play well, you establish some habits, and then you start to believe, and then you start to become a different team. So you can see they have a tremendous amount of confidence. It was a very good basketball game through 3 quarters, going back and forth both ways, but they really jumped us in the fourth.
Erik, were the 3-pointers early in the first half what you wanted, and then all of a sudden they went away in the second half?
That's what we were just talking about. That's okay. In the first half, they were much more to our liking. Inside out, extra ball movement, good to great. Second half, they really stepped up and flattened us out, made those threes tougher at the end of the clock without any kind of dribble penetration or paint penetration, attack penetration. So we were caught with some tough ones. And we'll just have to get better. We'll have to get better with the details, get better at execution, better at screening, better at being poised. We showed a lot of it on this road trip. I think we've gotten better in that regard, and we'll have to continue to get better.
We talked about the centers.
No.
They kind of neutralized each other, I think, especially early. Hassan went on that little bit run. But what did you think about Hassan against Andre?
Yeah, I think you have 2 centers that are emerging and playing winning basketball, and both of them came to play. Both of them are competing hard against each other, but doing it in a team concept. It's very easy to get caught up in an individual matchup, but they weren't playing one-on-one at all. Who could get to who more often. That's what it is when you have great players going against each other, and how can you help your team get the W at the end, and Drummond was able to do that tonight.
Erik, what did you see in that 10-0 run they had in the fourth quarter? What kind of changed out there for you guys?
Yeah, their defensive energy, and they played in the open court. Numbers advantages that didn't lead to layups, but led to us scrambling around to open threes, and they knocked all of them down during that stretch. And then we didn't execute with real precision, purpose, attention to detail on the other end. So maybe that run could be a 5-2 run rather than a 10-0 run like that. So that's how competitive this league is, and that's how important it is to be able to play 48 minutes to your identity. That doesn't even guarantee anything, but we got away from really our formula for just a period of time.